Hi, so in this video I'm gonna show you how to assemble petal number 16. So actually this flower can also be used as a rose. All you have to do, the large rose I mean. So all you have to do is use petals A, B, C, D, and then separately in my Etsy shop you can buy the rosebud component, which is only like $2. And that rosebud you can use it, whatever flower you intend to make like a rose. So but this time I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to make a regular regular paper flower made from this petal. So I already pre-cut my petals here. I have 3 layers. If you want to have, this is gonna be the medium, so you're gonna use the C, D, and E templates. And also I pre-cut 3 layers of the dandelion version of flat center, 3 different sizes. And also I have my base. I have my pipe cleaner, quarter of it. I'm gonna use this one as a hanger. Of course, we're gonna use our scissors and our 3 different sizes of curling agent, which is dowel rods and pencils for me. And we need our glue gun and hot glue, and also like a scrap of this the same colored paper that we use for the petals, just in case later when we put our center it's not gonna be enough enough to cover the very core of it, to hide the white base. So we're gonna need a scrap to do that. So let's start by setting all these other things aside that we don't use at the moment. So first things first, what we're gonna do is to create a slit. As you all know, that's my very first way of doing, and we're cutting a slit 6 sheets at a time to have a uniform slit on it. So the bigger, the deeper, and as you get smaller, your slit gets shallower as well. So we cut all our slits. By the way, about the sizing, when you want to make a large flower from this template, please follow the sizing direction that comes with the listing. So you'll see it there. So first things first, one side outward and one side inward. And let's try to curl a little the center. So that's how our petals would look like. It's super easy to make. And press just the very middle of it, just to create a body, more body on your petal. And second layer, using the second largest dowel rod in this group. So the same thing, outside. I'm curling 3 sheets at a time here, by the way. So it would be ideal to curl all 6 together, but I can only do that with cutting. In curling, the magic number is 3 for me. It doesn't give as much nice curl when you know you really do it in bulk and try to speed it out. So again, 3 is my magic number for curling and molding my petals. So second layer is done. Moving on to our final layer in this flower, the same curl, you just have to repeat it. And this flower actually is very ideal for those who don't have a cutting machine, because the curls in this petals isn't really so bad in cutting by hand, and at the same time it would give a good body and good texture on your, if you are making a paper flower wall. Plus it's very easy to make. So the medium size for this petal, you can it can be like 15 to 16 inches. So the large can be 19 to 21 depending on how you arrange it and how big is your base. So now that we finished curling, time for us to glue our flaps together. So making it sure that we're gluing our flaps uniformly so that it has different so that it has the same way of standing into our base. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the final petal on this layer, 6. So moving on to our second layer, again we're gonna glue the flaps in a uniform way. So by the way, this one is this color is live coral. I believe, you know, in based on the fashion mogul's statement, this is gonna be the color of the year for 2019. I think they call this one Pantone. And I have this color for a while now. I just didn't really touch it, or I don't have any request for this color yet. So maybe this year I will have. Oh no, I mean next year. So 5 and 6. Second layer is finished. Moving on to our third layer. So for the templates on this paper flower design, I'm gonna list it on the description down below, guys, so you don't have a hard time looking for it. And also I'm gonna give you the link of the rosebud center that you can use to make this one as a rose, and also the link so that you can watch on how to assemble this one to make it like a rose. So that's 4, 5, and 6. So now we finish putting dimension on our petals. We can then go ahead and arrange it into our base. So first thing, I'm gonna put this hanger. I just bent this pipe cleaner like a U and dab some glue on it and place it in your base. So what I love most about pipe cleaner using as a hook for your paper flowers, the fuzz on it really does hold your flower together from your base. So unlike with just plain wire alone, it has a tendency that when it gets warm, the wire would also really get warm and melts your glue a little bit, and that's why your flowers tend to fall down from your arrangement on a backdrop. So now I'm arranging the petals around my base. If you haven't seen it yet on how I assemble my petals evenly around the base, please do watch my video. That's for basic of giant paper flower making. So I discussed there how I arrange my petals so that it can be evenly distributed around your base. So right now I'm just speeding this up because I have so much video that I've really mentioned the details on how I distribute my petals, so I don't want it to, you know, make the video longer just to do that, when you can just go ahead and watch it in details again, you know, without sacrificing the length of the video of this tutorial. So first layer is done. Now we can proceed to our second layer. So again, when you put another layer, make it sure that it's gonna be in between the two previous petals. Excuse me. So that's how I, you know, one of the pointers that I discuss on the basics of the giant paper flowers, on, you know, layering your petals. So the fifth and the final petal. Here you go. So now onto our third layer. Again, the same principle. We need to put it in between the two previous layer, which is perpendicular to the first one. So to our fifth and to our final petals. So as you can see, just the petals itself, it's a full body flower. It can easily fill your flower wall without any complications of other hard to assemble paper flowers. So this one, it's very full, it's very dense, it's full body. I highly recommend this template to, you know, when you are making a paper flower wall arrangement. So now it's time for us to put our centers, and this is what I'm talking about earlier, guys. So as you can see, even the largest, when we put it here, you can still see the white base on it, and I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do now, let's cut a center with the same color of the petal. That's gonna cover this white area. So I'm not very good in cutting making a freehand circle. So let's do this one together. Not bad. So as you can see, we can now cover our base with this one before we are putting our flat centers in it. But if you are going to use a rosebud, that's totally okay. You don't have to cover this one because the rosebud is larger than this. So what we can do now is place our flat center in it with no problem because our white center is covered already. So with the second layer, I'm just gonna lift the tentacles up. It will create good layering and dimension into your center. So second layer, now into our third layer, the same thing, but this time let's make our tentacles more upright than before, like so, and glue it at the very middle. So now you have a more interesting and more realistic stamen rather than just putting one layer of flat center. So as I said earlier, this flower is so ideal, especially when you are filling a paper flower wall. Very easy to make and full body. As you can see, it's very dense. It will cover, you know, a big space on your wall just with one flower, so you don't have really to make many. So I highly recommend this petal, especially when you are, again, I mentioned it to you earlier, when you are going to make a paper flower wall. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe if you haven't yet, and share, pin, however you want to disseminate the information. So until next time, see you guys later.